Ohio has long been called America's bellwether, a state whose political winds often predict the direction of the entire nation. For decades, pundits, politicians, and everyday Americans have looked to Ohio as a microcosm of the country itself, a place where the hopes, fears, and aspirations of the nation are distilled into a single, pivotal battleground. From the rolling farmlands to the bustling cities, Ohio's diverse communities have made it a reliable indicator of national sentiment, and its voters have played a crucial role in shaping the outcome of presidential elections time and again. Reflecting the nation's political pulse, Ohio's streets and neighborhoods are alive with the energy of democracy in action. Here, you'll find a vibrant mix of backgrounds and beliefs, all converging in a state that has become synonymous with political engagement and civic participation. Whether in the heart of Columbus or the small towns that dot the countryside, Ohioans are known for their passionate debates and their willingness to stand up for what they believe in. For years, its landscape was a deep red, a stronghold for the MAGA movement and Donald Trump. The rallies were massive, the enthusiasm palpable, and the state's political identity seemed firmly rooted in conservative values. Ohio became a symbol of the movement's strength, with its towns and cities echoing the slogans and sentiments that defined an era of American politics. The MAGA banners, the red hats, and the chants of America First became fixtures across the state, signaling a powerful alignment with Trump's vision. But as we stand here on January 13, 2026, the ground is shifting beneath our feet. The certainty that once defined Ohio's political landscape is giving way to a sense of uncertainty and possibility. Conversations in coffee shops, debates at kitchen tables, and discussions in town halls all point to a state in the midst of transformation. The faces in the crowd reflect a mix of hope, concern, and curiosity about what the future holds. A political earthquake is rumbling through the Buckeye State, sending tremors of change from Lake Erie to the Ohio River. The winds of change are sweeping across the fields and cities, challenging old assumptions and opening the door to new possibilities. From the industrial heartlands to the quiet rural communities, Ohioans are grappling with questions about identity, leadership, and the direction of their state. The sense of anticipation is almost tangible, as if the entire state is holding its breath, waiting to see what comes next. What was once considered a ruby-red state is now showing surprising shades of purple, with the upcoming gubernatorial election at the center of this transformation. Campaign signs from both parties dot the neighborhoods, and volunteers knock on doors, urging their neighbors to vote. The political conversation is more nuanced than ever, with Ohioans weighing the promises of the past against the possibilities of the future. The state's identity is in flux, and the outcome of this election could redefine what it means to be an Ohioan for years to come. The results will signal whether the MAGA experiment has finally reached its limit in the heartland, or if its influence will continue to shape Ohio's destiny. As the nation watches, Ohio stands at a crossroads. Its next steps will echo far beyond its borders, offering a glimpse into the evolving soul of America itself. The most undeniable sign of Ohio's political shift is in the numbers. Polls now show Donald Trump with a net negative approval rating, 51% disapprove, just 44% approve. This is a dramatic reversal, and the backlash is dragging down his allies. Vivek Ramaswamy, Trump's hand-picked candidate, is trailing Democrat Dr. Amy Acton in every major poll. Ramaswamy has even resorted to texting supporters with polls showing his campaign in trouble. This is not the behavior of a confident frontrunner. It's the act of a candidate watching his path to victory disappear. The contrast between the two campaigns could not be more stark. The Acton Pepper ticket is running a disciplined, issues-focused campaign, connecting with Ohio families on rising costs and healthcare. Dr. Amy Acton brings calm, competent leadership, while David Pepper fights corruption and gerrymandering. Their message, while the other side offers chaos and vitriol, they focus on solutions and restoring normalcy. A recent ad featured real Ohioans reading Ramaswamy's infamous tweet insulting the state, framing the race as respect versus contempt. This strategy is resonating. Acton continues to build momentum and lead in the polls. The shifting polls echo a massive grassroots movement. In late 2025, peaceful protests swept Ohio, uniting citizens under the slogan, "No Kings." The largest demonstration at the State House in Columbus drew over 10,000 people, the biggest anti-Trump protest of his second term. The movement reached into small towns like Westerville and Newark, showing the depth of discontent. Protesters were motivated by concerns over federal overreach, threats to democracy, and the politicization of justice. The diversity of the crowds showed that the discontent was broad and deep. Mic anxieties are fueling Ohio's political shift. In towns across the state, families are feeling the squeeze as the cost of living continues to rise. From groceries to gas, everyday essentials are taking a bigger bite out of household budgets, leaving many Ohioans worried about their financial future. These concerns are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're real stories of parents skipping meals to make ends meet, seniors cutting back on medication, and young people wondering if they'll ever be able to afford a home in their own community. Trump's tariffs, pitched as punishment for foreign countries, have acted as a tax on American businesses and consumers. For many local manufacturers, the increased cost of imported materials has made it harder to compete, forcing some to lay off workers or even close their doors. Small business owners, already struggling to recover from the pandemic, now face higher prices for supplies and shrinking profit margins. The ripple effects are felt throughout the community, as job losses and business closures lead to fewer opportunities and more uncertainty for everyone. Ohio farmers lost 74% of their soybean sales to China in 1 year, threatening family farms. For generations, these farms have been the backbone of rural Ohio, but now many are struggling to survive. The loss of export markets means lower prices for crops, and some families are being forced to sell land that's been in their family for decades. The emotional toll is immense, as farmers face the possibility of losing not just their livelihoods, but their way of life. Analyses from Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan show tariffs raise prices and create instability. As tariffs drive up the cost of imported goods, those increases are passed on to consumers at the checkout line. Families are forced to make tough choices, cutting back on fresh produce, skipping family outings, or delaying important purchases. The uncertainty makes it difficult for businesses to plan for the future and for families to feel secure in their day-to-day lives. Even Republican Senator John Husted broke with Trump, publicly opposing tariffs as a tax on voters. His stance highlights a growing divide within the party, as more leaders recognize the real-world impact these policies have on their constituents. Husted's decision to speak out reflects the mounting pressure on politicians to address the economic pain felt by Ohio families, and to find solutions that put people ahead of politics. This split reveals the pressure Ohio politicians feel from families struggling with rising costs. As more Ohioans voice their frustrations at town halls and community meetings, elected officials are being forced to listen. The debate over tariffs and economic policy is no longer just a partisan issue. It's a kitchen table conversation happening in homes across the state, shaping the choices voters will make in the next election. Economic pain is now a central issue in the campaign. Candidates from both parties are being pressed to offer real solutions to rising costs, job losses, and the uncertainty facing Ohio families. As the election approaches, the voices of those most affected by these challenges are demanding to be heard, making the economy the defining issue for Ohio's future. Ohio's political awakening is rooted in frustration with a broken system. David Pepper calls out how extreme partisan gerrymandering has silenced voters and entrenched power. Rigged maps ensure politicians ignore the will of the people, making the State House unaccountable. This leads to corruption and policies that benefit a select few, not the public. The result: kitchen table crises for Ohio families, as public assets are handed to private interests. Gerrymandering is at the heart of Ohio's political crisis. The real impact of these issues is best heard from Ohioans themselves. Across the state, from the bustling cities to the quiet corners of rural communities, people are opening up about how national debates and policies are shaping their daily lives. Their stories reveal a complex tapestry of hope, anxiety, and determination. These are not just abstract political arguments, they are real experiences, felt in every corner of Ohio, in every family, and on every street. Steve Sunkel of Newark has seen elderly Trump supporters shift their loyalty out of economic fear. He describes how friends and neighbors, once steadfast in their political beliefs, now question whether those loyalties serve their best interests. For many older Ohioans, the rising cost of living and uncertainty about the future have become impossible to ignore. They worry about affording groceries, paying for medication, and whether their retirement savings will last. These concerns are pushing some to reconsider long-held political allegiances, searching for leaders who will address their needs. Inflation and threats to healthcare are driving voters to prioritize survival over party. In parking lots and at kitchen tables, Ohioans talk about the price of eggs, the cost of gas, and the fear of a medical emergency they can't afford. For many, these are not just talking points, they are daily struggles. The stress of making ends meet is changing how people think about politics, making them more focused on practical solutions than party loyalty. The stakes feel higher than ever, and the choices more personal. For Deanne Ragsdale, a Cincinnati nurse and mother of a transgender child, MAGA rhetoric is a direct threat to her family. She worries about the safety and well-being of her child in a climate where political leaders target LGBTQ rights. Deanne's story is one of courage and resilience. She balances her demanding job as a nurse with the constant advocacy required to protect her child. She's not alone. Many parents across Ohio are grappling with similar fears, wondering what the future holds for their children. Her decision to protest in Washington, D.C. was both a mother's act of love and a citizen's duty. Standing among thousands, she raised her voice for her child and for families like hers across the country. The journey to the nation's capital was not easy, but Deanne felt compelled to act. She believes that silence is not an option when her child's rights are at stake. Her activism is a testament to the power of ordinary people standing up for what they believe in. "I'm here to fight for my son," she said, a sentiment echoing across Ohio. Parents, grandparents, and allies are coming together, determined to protect their loved ones from harm. Their voices are growing louder, their resolve stronger. In town halls, at rallies, and in everyday conversations, Ohioans are making it clear that they will not back down when it comes to their families' futures. Families are mobilizing to protect their loved ones and their future. Across Ohio, people are finding strength in community, drawing hope from each other's stories, and refusing to let fear dictate their lives. Their determination is reshaping the political landscape, reminding us all that the most powerful voices are often those closest to home. The 2026 election is more than a gubernatorial race, it's a battle for Ohio's soul. One path, led by Ramaswamy and MAGA, means more division, culture wars, and a government for the powerful few. It's a future of rigged maps, tax cuts for the wealthy, and threats to healthcare. The Acton Pepper ticket offers competent, compassionate governance focused on real-world problems. Their vision dismantle corrupt systems, restore power to the people, and make public service about serving the public. The choice is stark, with profound consequences for every Ohio community.